Where to even begin? Where to even begin? As I'm sure many of you guys seen and watched, there was my last tournament this year, which was the playoffs, and while it was not as dramatic, I guess, as the Atlanta one, it was probably a bit more enjoyable though. I'm just gonna give you guys, a rundown on the whole tournament, my thoughts, the games I played, everything else, and obviously for the future what's gonna happen. And yeah, let's get into it. So one thing I'll always say is straight away is because I think a lot of people take this for granted. I don't, as and you have to give credit where it's due to EA. Accommodation, hotel was decent. They paid for the taxis coming back and forth from the hotel. The catering at the event was very good. We had fresh food every time, every day, every couple of hours. The security was serious, checking every time whoever comes in, and obviously, which is very important. Although one security guard was a bit of a dickhead, but the referees done their job. The venue itself was decent, I guess. The practice area, no complaints on any of that. It's stuff that I know it's what the basics, but it's important that obviously that they act upon them, and no complaints, and credit to them where it's due. The event, the games, straight away, my first game was against Marcus, another top 16 player, and it was on stream. Straight, I was the one kicking it off, so I was glad about that. I'm like, yes, let's go. I know obviously you guys watching loved seeing me kick it off, and I enjoyed as well against Marcus, because Marcus, obviously a very good player, but he doesn't abuse the game's flaws and the mat as well. So I knew it was going to be an enjoyable game. So yeah, and I think it was just that. I was scoring decent goals. I think Marcus got a bit unlucky. The scoreline maybe wasn't quite right. I was just scoring everything, guys. That 97 R9, good God, man, I'm telling you straight away, right? He's so much better than the 96, like so much better. He was insane, and he throughout the whole tournament, but especially obviously that game, he scored like 4 goals for me, or 5, I can't remember. But yeah, it was brilliant. I was just clinical. I was ruthless. Marcus got a bit hard done by, scored some nice goals, and yeah, I thought I deserved the win overall. Kicked it off with a 1-0 though, and yeah, I'm like, here we go, this is it. And you guys know my thoughts heading into the tournament, right? Obviously, it was just my second event, so I'm a bit worried about that. And obviously, it's FIFA 19. Yeah, less said about that, the better. But yeah, second game I get. So obviously, for those that don't know this Swiss, I'm sure you know by now. Watch the stream and all the other events. You have to get to 4 wins, right? Pretty much. So I'm 1-0. Second game, I've got Gabri, a very, very good Italian player, and he didn't have quite the tournament that he should have. I really do think he's one of the best players. I think he could develop into one next year as well. And yeah, it was I was thought like, this is gonna be tough, because he's very good, but I played very good. I thought I nullified his attacks very well, because he's very good going forward, and I done the job at the other end, and I ended up winning it convincingly. So boom, 2-0 just like that. Next up though, obviously with me, it can't be straightforward, right? There's gonna be something in there where So third game's against Cody, German player, possession player, and I won the first game 3-1. I'm comfortable, right? I feel okay. Second game I played shit. Second game, for some reason I couldn't play as good as I did in the, not just the previous game, but in the whole game throughout in that tournament so far. And it's just, but the goals I was conceding, guys. So right, I knew what I was expecting heading into the tournament, right? I knew what I was getting myself into. I don't mind conceding El Tornado headers to Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe, R9, whoever you want to have, it's whatever, right? But when I see my 6'2", 97 jumping Dumfries losing headers to Neymar, and even later on Messi to end up winning it for him, to lose it for me, I can't. Okay, I can't accept that. Literally, Neymar and Messi, I don't think they've ever scored a goal with their head in real life. Well, actually, Messi scored that header against United in the Champions League final, but I really can't think of much else, and it's ridiculous. I can't be losing headers to those midgets, and just like that. Just like that. And obviously there was the the open goal miss, which God, my Ronaldo hits the post twice. His defender hits it onto Van der Sar, bounces on the line, somehow doesn't go in. When that happened, I stood up, I screamed, and it was over. It was over. I lost it, guys. God, my head went straight back to Malta. I vowed before the event to keep my head because I knew what I was expecting, but somehow, some way, this game just shook me, and it's stuff that I was not expecting, stuff that I couldn't expect to ever in a million years imagine happen on the pitch. And as I said, I've played God knows how many games throughout the years. I've never seen that open goal thing, that whatever the fuck happened over there. I've never seen that. And boom, 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 boom. I was done. Screaming. Scene. I can't remember what I was doing. I know, like, there was a scene going on, and the EA guys had to come. It's like, this is what they always tell me, right? Well, everyone else is playing the same game, right? Yeah, everyone else is playing the same game. Yeah, sure, mate. So that's an excuse for what I've just seen on my screen. I was saying all kinds of things. I said I was gonna call the police and have everyone arrested for organizing playing for money on a game like this. Jesus fucking Christ, man. What? How is that okay? And again, I know obviously you guys hated on my opponent and stuff, but listen, I don't mind anyone playing like that. I just because I don't do it, I'm not expecting others to. You know, it's my choice to do that, and if there's flaws with playing for money, why they have to do what they do? I just obviously don't understand how that's in the game, how that's okay, how that's allowed. But yeah, my head was back in Malta. I can't, for the rest of the day, it was back in Malta. I can't literally. Next game I had Megabit 2-1. Obviously not an easy game to have, and I can't even remember how I was playing that game. Like I couldn't give a shit. I didn't want to play, guys. I want to play. I thought, you know, when I see stuff, it's the principality and the morale of it, right? I don't, even if I won that game against Cody, my head's still gonna go, because this is how my head works. I don't give a shit about the result. Everyone's like, oh, you 2-1, it's okay. I don't give a shit. When I see stuff like that, I lose it and I can't get it back. So yeah, Megabit game, he won in extra time, I think. Yeah, he won in extra time. I can't remember what happened in the game. I really can't. I don't remember anything. Obviously a tough game. Don't mind losing to him. He plays again the way the game should be played, so no issues losing to him, and he's one of the best players in the world. So I'm 2-2, and thank the heavens, thank the Lord, there was a break. There was a break, and we went a week. Because if there was not a break, I am going out, losing every single other game, no issues. Like, I would have been fucked. But yeah, there was a break, so it's 2-2 in a break, and we come back, we go to eat, I come back, and I've got Crafty, not an easy game, but thank God there was a break. I somehow regained a little bit, and it was, I won convincingly, I won comfortable. Listen, I told him straight away, I think everything was kind of bouncing my way, so the scoring ends up being harsh. But when it's like that, I'm gonna take advantage of it, right? When the game's going for me a little bit, I'm gonna punish you, right? Yes, you know what I can do in attack, right? If I get the bounces falling, boom, 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 I'm gonna be scoring loads of goals. So yeah, I ended up 3-2. Crafty ended up going through as well, which I was pleased with, because obviously, I didn't want him to, he can get easily demoralised after that, and he done well to even manage to come back from 2-3 and qualify. I'm 3-2. You need to get to 4 wins, as I told you guys earlier. 3-2, and I get #Ryan. The one guy I did not want to play at all in the whole tournament. He needed it more than me, guys. He definitely needed it more than me, and obviously he's a good friend of mine. I'm not saying that in any way. Like, I let him win, but God, man, it would have sucked to win that game. He ended up putting 90th minute. It was, once again, he plays the way he should. So it wasn't a very, clean game, I guess. There was a lot of bullshit goals in it, but he won, and it was probably the easiest loss I've ever taken in my career. Like, he ended up missing the World Cup by 50 points back to back. He missed it last year as well when he should have made it last year. And God, man, when a player of that caliber plays so good and he doesn't make it twice at the last hurdle, he ended up sucking a lot. But yeah, I feel for him. But hopefully he can go again next year and with a better FIFA. But yeah, so I'm 3-3, right? I'm 3-3, and I get a Brazilian called Brenner, and I'm like, and this was 9 o'clock, right? We were playing this game. We started at 1 o'clock. We ended up finishing at 10 o'clock. 9 hours of FIFA. That's just FIFA 19, not any FIFA competitive. I've never felt like that in an event. I never felt like that. At the end of the day, I was gone. I was knackered. I ended up getting the win against Brenner. I'm like, I can't, after all of this, just go out like this. I can't. I was playing a lot better than a 4-3. Okay, I was playing a lot better. I ended up getting the win against him, and I was so I needed like 3 days at least after that day to recover. I needed 3 days to recover. I never felt like that, guys. I was knackered, going far away. 9 hours of FIFA 19. Finished. I was finished. Day 2 kicks off, and at least I got my head a little bit back from the day, from the day earlier. But day 2 kicked off, and what do I get in return for going 4-3? None other than Megabit again. Straight away, round the 32. This is obviously a straight knockout. You lose, you're out. Me and Megabit, fucking, we always match, I swear, every single event. Ryan as well, I always match Ryan. But Megabit game was always going to be tough. But at least, we both play kind of the same, the right way. So I probably would have had no issues losing to him. He did score a tornado against me. And the game's actually on YouTube, by the way, because I don't think it was streamed, but it was on YouTube. And it was one of the craziest games I've played. God, man. He feels he got hard done by. I need to watch the game again, because obviously he had more shots. But, like, my shots, I don't take shots this year. I don't take first-time shots and stuff. I only take shots when I'm in the box and it's got almost 100% chance of going in, which is different to how I used to play before. But honestly, I need to watch it again. But from what I remember, I was getting fucking rigged. I thought I was getting hard done by. I thought I was really, really... The bounces, the goals I was conceding, a few of them were like a bit annoying, right? But I had to watch it back. We'll watch it back. And I ended up, guys, scoring in the 90th minute to equalise, last kick of the game, to send it into extra time. I was down a lot throughout the whole game, but I kept fighting, and I sent it to extra time, last minute, Green, Mbappe. Extra time, I remember I scored, and I conceded a kick-off, and then 116th minute, I think it was, again, another Neymar Green, and I win the game. God, man, crazy game. Commiserations to Megabit, obviously, because he's one of the best players, and he's still got the World Cup coming up, so I wish him the best of luck in that. I know he's got the potential to win the whole thing, even though, again, he hasn't abused a lot of the stuff in 19, so he's probably going to get fucked by that, but he plays it the right way. Hopefully we don't meet again, though, in 20, Megabit. I can't be us playing you every time, but he's just plays so good. He pressures, and he's so good going forward. But yeah, We're through to the last 16, and the last 16 was on stream later on throughout that day. And this was the game. The only thing I kept thinking, like, I have to win it, because if I win it, I set up the Tekkz game. And I felt like I owe it to you guys. I owed it to the fans to set up the Tekkz game. And I had a tough game against Hanso. I know how he plays. He obviously abuses a lot of the stuff. Again, like I said earlier, I don't blame him at all for doing it. You're playing for money, you have to do it. I blame EA why the flaws are still in the game, that's all. But straight away from the first minute, guys, I knew I won the game straight away, because the gameplay was flying. He was flying against Megabit as well, but the way Megabit plays, he's probably one of the few guys that can beat me when the game plays fast as well, because he plays similar to me. But in general, I'm going to beat the vast majority. When the game plays flying, guys, I can do stuff so much better. So I always tell you guys, right, the gameplay speed when it's fast and slow. When it's fast, in my opinion, the skill gap increases automatically. It's like I've always told you guys, Sam. That's why I wanted, in my opinion, the speed to go up a bit more. Like, and yeah, and I scored some terrific goals that game, some nice goals, and obviously you guys enjoyed it as well. I kept getting a lot of messages. I made that broken game look good. that's the summary of it. Nothing else to add. Unlucky on Hensel's end because I thought, again, I was getting a few stuff going my way, and when it's going my way, boom, 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 I'm gonna punish you. So yeah, it was an enjoyable game, and we've obviously set up the Tekkz game the day after that, and somehow in the top 8, which I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was not expecting. My thoughts heading into tournaments. Usually, guys, I'm always gonna head into it. Last year, I'm gonna win the tournament. I'm confident as ever, but this year it's my second event. Only my second. Everyone else has played God knows how many. And obviously it's FIFA 19. You're not meant to win playing my way. You're not meant to even get this far playing my way. So I'm like, damn, this is already such an achievement. But we can go even further. But obviously we've got in front of us arguably the best player this year. Well, not arguably. And it's Tekkz, me and Tekkz. I wanted to play him. I told you guys I wanted to play him. I want to experience it, whatever happens. And straight away, the first minute, I knew I am a bit fucked here. Because the gameplay was very, very slow. What changed from that day to the day before, I'll never know. We're playing on LAN and we're getting inconsistent gameplay on LAN as well. Imagine what we get at home. I don't understand what and why it causes it. And obviously I'm not saying it didn't affect him. It just suited him a bit more when it's slower than compared to me, and I just couldn't play my way. To be fair, that's credit to him as well. He played 11 man behind the ball kind of thing, but I don't blame him for that at all, because that's kind of it's a tactic to nullify my attacks, which kind of worked obviously. I scored, I think, a couple of kind of shit goals, but the goals he scored, I just don't understand it, guys. I don't understand the shooting mechanisms this year. Obviously, he's got a couple of kickoffs, but there was one, the first time shot with Neymar. Is it my De Gea, and then my De Gea fucking up? I thought I was conceding way too many unnecessary goals, and I knew heading into the game against him, I had to play the perfect game. And this is the annoying thing, because I feel like I have to play a lot better than my opponents to win. And obviously, especially against him, I needed to play the perfect game and probably get a bit of luck going my way, playing like I do. And I didn't get that. I thought I conceded shit goals, kickoffs, blah, blah, blah. But I think he deserved the win overall over 2 legs. I just did not do enough, and I did not like how I was playing. I wanted to play different, but it's credit to him. And yeah, he won the game. No issues, I think, on my end. It's just a bit annoying. I wanted the game to go a bit different. So we go out in the top 8. And to be honest, guys, I want to thank Tekkz as well. Because it takes 2 to tango, and we created something special, something never seen before with regards to FIFA esports. The amount of messages I was getting of, I don't really usually watch this shit, but I can't miss this. There was that factor, you can't miss it, irrespective of how much you hate the game, how much you don't think the esports good. But and we created that, and obviously I need someone, a partner in crime, to create something special. It's the same in a lot of the other esports. It's the same with other sports in general. It's a big game, big matchup that creates. It does a lot of good for our esport, and it's the same, as I said, in every other sport. And I was glad that we managed to create that, irrespective of what happened. So again, I'd like to thank Tekkz for that, because I needed him as well to create that history. It's just, in conclusion, it's what it could have been, guys. That's the only thing that I felt throughout the whole thing. To play, obviously, like I was doing, after what they done to me throughout the whole year, it's just my second event and everything. To go that far, it's just further confirmed, guys, that I'm special on the game, special even on that game. I have no doubt in my mind, without the suspension, people were telling me, even, you have to win the tournament to get the World Cup spot. The reason I didn't want to even entertain the idea is because why? Why do I have to go through that? If I didn't get unjustly suspended, I'm securing that World Cup spot back in December. Just at least give me that normal ban, like everyone else, 1 or 2 weeks. Now I would have made it no issues. Half the season. And I thought, again, what I could have gave you guys so much more throughout the year. But at the end of the day, it's them missing out as well. Because I am the C-sport. I make people give a fuck about it. Every single event I play, doing it my way. With EA, we had a discussion. They kind of apologized, for why it was that harsh. Why, I'm not gonna apologize. Maybe some people would say I went over the line this year. But the same will happen next year. It was never personal to me. They're the ones that made it personal. It was never personal. If the game is not right, the reason I said what I said is because I knew in anticipation what was gonna happen this year. That's all it was. So if FIFA 20 comes out, FIFA 20 is gonna be shit. It's gonna be not how it should be, and I'm gonna say the same things again. You can go ahead and ban me again then, because I'm not gonna say them. I'm not gonna say my thoughts as harsh as they are. And if there are people that I think deserve blame, I'm gonna tell them they deserve blame. Nothing's gonna change, guys, with my end. I guess obviously in a bit better relationship with EA now, considering that it was a good talk, and I don't know what's gonna happen for FIFA 20, but nothing's gonna change from my end. If I don't see things right, I'm gonna say them. But yeah, I guess the conclusion for this year, guys, is it's obviously what it could have been kind of thing, which it's been a shit year on every aspect. But I'm still glad that I managed to give you guys a good event to watch, because it was a good event to watch. World Cup, it's a shame, but I'll be watching it probably. We might even watch it together, I guess. I don't know if I'll be there or not, but what I guess it's solidified for FIFA 20 is that I still want to do this, though, guys. There's still a hunger in me that I feel like to do what I done with just a little bit better FIFA. Because people call it arrogance, people call it, what I've been saying for years, but I really do mean it, guys. I don't think there's anyone that can do what I can do. And if I just get it, as just get the game how it should be, I people think the best in the world thing's a joke, but I really don't, guys. I mean it. I don't think there's anyone better, and I want to prove it. And there is a hunger for FIFA 20. In terms of FIFA 20, though, guys, what I've already told you guys, the streaming, the YouTube, I won that. I loved that this year. The only good things I've loved about FIFA 19 was those two. So I'm gonna give you guys that straight away from FIFA 20. They are my priority. But so is competitive, and I didn't think I was gonna say that after the event, but that fire's there. That fire's more than there, and we're gonna do it on all three: YouTube, streaming, competitive. No one else can do it like we do on either of those three. So just give me that. Just give us that game how it should be, and we're gonna have a special year on all three fronts. And lastly, because obviously this video is already a bit too long, I'm sorry for that. But lastly, one other thing is I almost forgot. At least the prize money was somehow decent this year. Finishing top 5 to 8, and at least I get 10k, which is I think the minimum. Compared to the fucking what was it, $700 that I got for the last event, but for finishing the same place. But yeah, at least that was okay. And a massive thanks to the Shares for coaching me. I went into the event, my thoughts on coaches. I don't think they do, I don't see what they do, but I seen what he done for me. We had a bit of a rocky, because after the game, I'm like, nah, you can't sit here, and I don't need you here. I'm lost. My head's gone. But then he was there for all the other games, and I needed him. He helped me a lot to keep my head more than anything throughout the games. So yeah, I wish him the best of luck as well for the upcoming tournament that he's got this week. I know he can win it if he really obviously needs some things to go his way. It's FIFA 19, but I wish him the best of luck. And lastly, but certainly not least, you guys, man, fuck. It was like, I've not watched, but from the messages I've received, everyone was telling me it's just Garrett in the chat, Garrett. We've created something special, and I want to push that onto FIFA 20 from the bottom of my heart. thank you guys for everything, the support in the playoffs, the support throughout the whole year. I'll try and get the streams back going. We do some retro FIFAs, we do some other games before FIFA 20 comes out, and then we'll take it into the next one. So yeah, been a crazy event again, but thank you guys for all your support. Honestly, I mean, and FIFA 20, we go again.